Beyerdynamic is out with its first entrant in the world of true wireless earbuds. With ANC, an 11-hour battery life, and app control with personalized audio, the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds are priced at $250 and are intended for a premium wireless audio experience. And we got to take an early look at the Free Byrd earbuds from Beyerdynamic, so let's dive in and check them out. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Hey everyone, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys, and first off, let's take a look at the design of these true wireless earbuds. Starting with the charging case, it does have a bit of weight to it and a soft matte black finish, but overall it has a really solid premium feel to it. The lid is tight enough to not flop open or shut from some reasonable movements, and it offers a satisfying snap when shut. So I'm a big fan of the case. I think it feels and looks pretty premium. You know, from reasonable movements, it's not going to snap shut. If you get really crazy, you can kind of snap it shut, but it does offer that satisfying click and snap when it is shut. Up top is a simple Beyerdynamic logo. On the front is another logo with a single status LED light. On back is a USB-C charging port, but the case also supports wireless charging. And moving on to the earbuds themselves, they're relatively large overall. The earbuds have a thick shape that sticks quite a bit out of my ears. Granted, they are using 10mm drivers, and with ANC turned on, the earbuds have 8 hours of battery life. With it off, that runtime goes up to 11 hours. On the outside of the small Beyerdynamic logo, a status LED light, and a touch capacitive button. There are also a couple of small holes that take care of ANC and the microphone. The earbuds feature an IPX4 weatherproof rating, which should be good for light rain and sweat. And if rugged dust and water protection are important though, then check out something like the Jaybird Vista 2 Sport earbuds. Moving on to touch controls, I typically prefer, a physical button that you can find and feel and press, but as far as touch capacitive buttons, which the Free Byrd earbuds have, these are some of the best that I've tried recently. Maybe it's due to the larger overall size, but I rarely had trouble finding and activating the buttons on these earbuds. I found them to be very responsive. By default, there are controls to play and pause, toggle ANC and transparency modes, adjust the volume, skip tracks, call up a voice assistant, and accept or reject phone calls. And moving on to comfort, this is something that's going to be very subjective between different wearers. Headphones themselves are pretty subjective with, the overall shape of ears, but wireless earbuds, because they're actually sitting like inside your ear, I do think that this is going to vary quite a bit between different wearers. And Beyerdynamic offers one of the most extensive lineups of removable ear tips that I've seen out of the box for true wireless earbuds. 5 sets of silicone tips and 3 sets of foam tips are a welcomed sight to see neatly arranged at the bottom of the packaging. I use earbuds quite often when exercising, mainly when running, and so having a nice secure fit in here is great, and especially with the foam ear tips, I found these to get a really good seal in my ears. That being said, I do find that these earbuds fall a little bit short when it comes to comfort, at least in my ears, and I do think that's because of the shape here. So there's a little stem that extends, with the little drivers and the part that actually holds the ear tip, but then moving up to the body, it's immediately this large flat shape, and that flat place creates quite a bit of pressure in my ear and just makes it more fatiguing than something even like some budget earbuds like the Earfun Free Pro, which I've been using quite a bit recently. This is something that I also found in our recent review of the HyperX Mixed Buds. I think they had a very similar shape here, and I kind of went into detail about why I didn't really find that to be, super comfortable for my ears. Which is a bummer because, like I said, for $250 compared to budget earbuds like the Earfun Free Pro, which I think are like $50, $75 maybe. For me personally, I would have liked to see a little bit more of a rounded shape in there, something that, fits my ears a little bit better. But once again, that's going to be subjective to everybody. It might not be that big of an issue, but this is my experience with these earbuds. And I was still able to use these for, 5K runs and extended workouts, but for me, I have tried more comfortable earbuds. And moving on to connections, using Bluetooth 5.2, so far I've had a rock solid connection on the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds. The aptX Adaptive and AAC codecs are great for clear audio. There's also a low latency mode for mobile gaming or watching media. The Free Byrd earbuds also have app support with the MIY app, that stands for Make It Yours, and there is some pretty deep audio customization in there. One of the biggest features in here is audio personalization. After taking a short hearing test, which asks you to hold a button while you can hear a beep throughout different frequency ranges, the app will create a personalized profile that enhances the frequencies that are harder for your ears to pick up. And if you don't care for the changes that the personalization makes to the sound, it's easy enough to dial down the balance of this mode turn it off completely, or retest your ears to try and dial it in a little bit more. And additionally, the MIY app has 6 different EQ modes at the time of this pre-release review. Unfortunately, there is not an option to create a custom EQ. And moving on to how do they sound, even in the stock form, the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds really do shine when it comes to audio quality. Similar to the MMX 100 gaming headsets, it offers a full sound that is a lot of fun to listen to thanks to very generous bass. On paper, the 10mm drivers deliver a massive 10 to 22,000 Hz frequency response, which goes well above and beyond the standard 20 to 20,000 Hz range that we typically see in true wireless earbuds. Overall, I'd say the sound is on the darker side with that really deep, impactful bass, very clear mids, and smooth highs. And here is where I would love to have a bit more EQ control through the app, as I would like to add just the slightest bit of high end to these for my listening preferences. And as far as volume, for me, they get plenty loud. Most of my listening was done in the 40 to 45% volume range. Turning it all the way up kept the audio crystal clear with huge bass that never distorted. I couldn't keep it there very long, but the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds sounded good all the way up to 100% volume. Stereo separation and soundstage were also impressive on these earbuds. Hotel California, the Live on MTV version by the Eagles, was an absolute pleasure to listen to. The full low-end hits of the hand percussion matched with crystal clear imaging of guitars, vocals, and the sound of the audience all combined for a great sounding experience. So while the comfort isn't maybe the best for my ears, the sound quality coming out of here has been awesome across many different genres and listening to podcasts as well. And with ANC, that takes it even to the next level. Though there aren't any varying levels of sound reduction, ANC performs really well on the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds. Often when I am running, ANC can cause some very harsh wind noise on more budget earbuds, but I didn't notice that being much of an issue on these earbuds. It was great at reducing the sound from my portable AC unit in my office as well. Of course, higher frequencies still came through, just like any other ANC system, but overall I've been really impressed with the level of ANC from the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds. And I found the passive noise cancellation to work much better with the foam tips than the silicone tips, but obviously that's going to depend on your ears and what kind of comfort and what kind of seal you're looking for with these earbuds. The earbuds also have an auto pause feature, so when you remove one of the earbuds, it will pause the music, or if you're listening to a podcast, it also turns on the transparency mode. So it'll turn off ANC and turn on transparency, so it's a little bit easier for you to hear what's going on around you. And then it will resume and turn ANC back on when you place the earbud back in your ear. All right, so I have the earbuds installed. They're connected via Bluetooth to my iPhone 8, recording through the Voice Memos app. And here we give you a good idea of what the microphone sounds like. And in this, it's very quiet in my office. There really isn't a whole lot of background noise. And I found the microphone to kind of perform, it's pretty much status quo to other true wireless earbud microphones, which really is not great. It's going to sound a little bit muffled. It's going to sound a little bit distant. And when I was using these to talk to my wife on a phone call in a semi-crowded lobby, she said it was hard to hear me. It sounded kind of muffled. So overall, still not the greatest experience for making calls in my experience with the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds. But in a pinch, if you need to, you can do it. If you're in a quiet room, they're probably going to work totally fine. But definitely keep this in mind and how you plan on using these earbuds. All right, and moving on to battery life and charging. These do boast up to 11 hours with ANC turned off. That goes down to 8 hours with ANC turned on. And that's a pretty impressive number when it comes to true wireless earbuds. As I mentioned earlier, AirPods, you can usually get, expect like 4 or 5 hours out of these for listening. So double the battery life of that. That really is one of the higher numbers that I can remember in a true wireless earbud. So very impressive there if battery life is a concern to you. And the charging case can provide an additional 19 hours of listening time. So if you are on an extended trip and need a little bit more time in there, you can use a charging case for that. So pretty impressive with that. And the case does also support wireless charging. So when you get home, you can just set it on a pad and then top it off and you're good to go for the next time. So overall, wrapping up here, Beyerdynamic is doing a lot of great things with the Free Byrd earbuds, but you do have to pay for it, coming in at $250. That is quite a bit of money considering the state of the market and how much, how many budget options are out there. But I do think that the sound quality on here is really good. The battery life is incredible. The ANC is some of the best that I've heard on true wireless earbuds, so if those things are important to you, then it might be worth paying that extra bit for these. I do wish that it was a little bit more comfortable for my ears. Like I said, that's going to be subjective to everybody, and I do wish that we had more EQ control in the app. I'd like to be able to dial in and just make small adjustments to it myself without having to use these, wider, more sweeping EQ changes that are built in by Beyerdynamic. But that'll do it for our review of the Beyerdynamic Free Byrd earbuds. Let us know what you think about them down in the comments below. And if you're looking for some other videos to watch, I'll link to our review of the HyperX Cloud Mix gaming earbuds, because that's a pretty unique review, as well as our most recent video. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.